What's up, everybody? Welcome back to a new video here today on Charleston Car Videos. I'm Chad Dobier. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Dodge Charger. Now we're going into a vehicle that's now possibly over 5 years old. Here in the United States of America, Dodge Chargers are all over the highways. You cannot leave your house without seeing one. I mean, they are police vehicles. State troopers use them on the highways. So the city or the state buys tons of them. And then on top of that, rental car companies use them as fleet vehicles. And then it really just starts flooding the market with these Dodge Chargers. So, with that being said, I'm kind of curious, what is it about this car that Americans seem to love so much? So with that being said, let's get into it and really see what the Dodge Charger is all about. Just your basic trim level Charger. We're not getting into SRT8s or anything like that. We're going to see what it's about with just something simple like that right there that Americans seem to love. Stay with us. So there's a couple different Dodge Chargers out on the lot today. Got a 2012 here. Then the one we were just standing in front of, the white one, is a 2011. And then the gray one over there is a 2012. And then there's a 2013 somewhere out here that I haven't seemed to find yet. But the reason we're picking the white one today is because I think it looks a little sportier. I like the rims on it. But on top of it, it's actually the best priced one on the lot today. So, anyways, come on, let's get in the car, let's get the keys, let's crank it up, let's check it out. All right, everybody, so we're gonna go ahead and hop in this one. It's got that smart key, right? Seems every one of them today has got one of these smart keys with it. Basically, walk up to the car, put your hand on the door handle, and it opens right up. Pretty nice little feature. I'll kind of go through some features today on these cars that I think is why Americans like buying these cars, and I know this smart key is definitely one of them, because people just really like this feature here. And I know some people probably could care less about that, or maybe they have had it already for many years, but I'm gonna tell you something right now, folks. There's people out there that have never had a smart key before. They've just had a regular key, get in, turn, never had a push start before. There's people like that, okay, that have never had some of these features before. And when they get into a car that's got that, it makes them feel a little bit better. Just saying. Now again, folks, this is not a fully loaded Charger. No leather, none of that high-end fancy stuff. But I'm going to talk about some things on it today I think people like. We just talked about that key. We talked about the push start in here, right? You know, most cars are going to have cruise control. Most cars are going to have audio functions and all of that, right? Of course they do. You do get a small screen right here. Now I did notice when I put this vehicle in reverse, there was no backup camera, okay? So it doesn't have that. I'm sure you can get it with many of these cars. You know, some of Dodge Chargers, the more fully loaded up versions, you can tell right here is usually where that huge screen is at inside of it. It's touch screen and all. That's a feature people absolutely love. And Dodge has done a great job, Chrysler, of giving people a really big screen, okay? This car has a Kenwood in-dash down here, which I found kind of interesting to see. You got that there and that up there. So this is your radio right here, which is really pretty cool. AC, all that. You know, another thing that I think people really like about the Charger is it's roomy on the inside. I mean, you got a lot of leg room, you got a lot of headroom up top, you got a lot of room in the back for the kids. I mean, it's pretty spacious in here. It's not bad. It's definitely bigger than a Kia Forte or something like that, right? So you got some room on the inside. Cup holder's nice and big for supersized cups. Got a really big armrest here so you can rest that elbow there. You got crap handles above every single windowsill in the car. Interior lights, sunglass holder, okay? Do we have lights in our vanity? Of course we do. All right, so there's a lot of nice little amenities in here. Let's go ahead and hop out real quick, show you a few other things. Another thing I'd like to point out to you on the exterior of the vehicle, you know, a lot of these Dodges came with a lot of different type of wheels, you know, and just putting a pair of black 5-star sport wheels on here. Now these are aftermarket, but it really just kind of makes this car stand out a little bit more. You know, but you can't ever go wrong with a 5-star. You got Iron Man tires on here with plenty of tread. I mean, don't have to worry about putting tires on anytime soon. But Dodge, I think, has done a good job of making a 4-door car that still has that kind of beefy muscle look about it, right? Chevrolet, on the other hand, with their Malibus and their Impalas, didn't really tap that side of it too much, right? Now, of course, that Caprice they got, oh my goodness gracious, right? But you don't see a lot of Chevy Caprices on the road. But again, for a 4-door sedan that you could possibly buy brand new for in the 20s, upper 20s, right around there, maybe even lower, it's got a look about it. But again, there's a ton of them on the road. I mean, here's one you can get. It's got more chrome on it, so it's got a little different package there. You got the front grille looking pretty good, right? Got the chrome wheels. I mean, again, people just love chrome on their cars. I mean, Dodge really kind of, the tinted windows, the chrome here, the chrome on the handles. I mean, there's chrome all over the place on this, but Dodge has really done a good job of tapping into people that like kind of bling bling, fancy, and then people that like the sports car look and all that, right? So, I mean, they're hitting a market there that Americans are all about. One thing Americans are about, folks, in a lot of cases is looking like they are millionaires or looking like they're on top of the world, looking like you're a big-time baller. Looking like, though, that's what I'm talking about. Looking like, right? And that's okay. I mean, we all want to fake the funk sometimes, right? Of course we do. But anyways, now I'm going to show you one other right over here, the silver one. Again, this is probably the silver vehicle is definitely not as sporty, but same rim as the blue one there with the chrome, but you just got silver. No spoiler on the back. Pretty basic car for the most part. I mean, nothing super special about it. It's just a traditional Dodge Charger with a V6. All three of them out here today got V6s, but Dodge did offer a V8 Hemi under the hood of this car. And there's a ton of those on the highway as well, but you cannot go to a Chevy store and go buy yourself a Malibu or a Impala with a V8. I mean, Ford doesn't offer it either. You can't get a Ford Taurus with a V8. I don't even think the SHO's got that. And you definitely can't get a Focus or a Fusion with a V8. They got turbos and all, but for the American that wants the muscle, the V8, Dodge really has tapped into that side. They surely have. And that's why I think a lot of people drive them. So earlier we were inside sitting in the car and we were talking about interior space. Let's go ahead and hop in real quick and see what kind of interior room we got. Again, I'm a guy that's 6'1", 215 pounds. Not too bad really, right? Not bad. I mean, my knees aren't hitting the back of that seat. And the seat was in position if I were to drive it off today. So, I mean, a 6-foot guy in the front, a 6-foot guy in the back, good to go. Another thing you'll notice in here is you got rear air vents in the back. Believe it or not, folks, there's a ton of car manufacturers that don't add that until you get higher trim levels on their car. I'll tell you one thing that really blew my mind. The 2019, or maybe the 2018 Volkswagen Jetta, the all-new body style Jetta, on any trim level that they offered, did not have rear air in the back. I think this is so important for kids or people riding in the back. They deserve to have a little heat or a little cold air blowing on them, okay? So, it's pretty roomy back here. It really is. It's spacious. Headroom's not too bad. Let's have a look. Okay, I mean, actually when you're sitting back here, my head's more towards the glass than the roof line. What seems a little concerning, what if this car started flipping in an accident? I think my head might get hit with glass before metal. I don't know. Armrest or cup rest? Well, they've given us a cup rest up here and a armrest right there, but look, not bad on size. I mean, Yeah, not bad. It's actually a pretty big setup there, so not too bad. Okay? So, I mean, the rear of the car is pretty roomy. I mean, this is great. You got to go out and pick up some business clients. You know, you got kids, whatever's going on, you got enough room in here. And I think that's why there's tons of these on the road. It's just a vehicle that's kind of well-rounded in a sense, as in space, features, and price. All right, guys, let's take it out on the road for a quick drive. One thing that I just found really interesting is I did a Google search on engine specs, and I'm gonna tell you right now, this vehicle with a 3.6 liter V6 is pushing out 292 horsepower. Whoa! I mean, you're talking just shy of 300 horsepower V6. You bump up to the 5.7 liter Hemi on the RT version of this car, we're talking now like 370, 380, right around there. So, I mean, a V6 already pretty much pushing almost 300 horsepower, and it's just the stock model. I mean, you know, that's not too bad. Let's see real quick online, though, if they actually offered a 4-cylinder version of the motor. So that would be a no. They did not offer a 4-cylinder. They only offered the V6 or V8. Now, the vehicle gets up to 31 miles to the gallon on the highway. How's it doing that? 8-speed automatic transmission. That's incredible, guys. I mean, seriously, 31 miles to the gallon with a vehicle that's pushing 292 horsepower and around 260 foot-pounds of torque. Now, let's go ahead and just drive it a little bit, see how it feels. I mean, right now, suspension feels pretty good. AC's blowing cold. Let's give it a little gas for a second. Oh, okay. I mean, hey, I just hit the gas pedal down and you could see my head jerked. I mean, that's pretty good. That feels good. That's got some oomph about it, you know? So not too bad from there. Now I really kind of understand why these were police cars. I mean, they got some kick up, man. They got some beef. They got some power, you know? So anyways, I'm liking that. Now here is the negatives about the car. I'm going to go over that stuff with you right now. Let's hop out. I'm going to show you a few things, and then we'll go from there. All right, everybody, let's kind of walk around, take a look. Now here's the only thing I'm really going to kind of dive into a little bit, and it's kind of the craftsmanship and fit and finish and longevity of the vehicle, right? These are really important things if you plan to keep the car for a long time. You know, I mean, really, realistically here, I mean, how long is this Dodge really gonna last for? And, you know, interior parts and things breaking and stuff like that, I mean, is it really gonna last a long time? That's really the question here. I know there's a lot of people watching right now that probably own these vehicles. I'm sure there's some people that are super, you know, happy with what they have and had a whole lot of issues, and then there's probably people out there that have had tons of problems with them, you know, or just whatever, you know. I mean, it's cars in general. They're man-made, and no car will not ever break down necessarily. They're man-made. But anyways, let's just kind of look around and see if we can find some little stuff here or there that that might have some issues, you know, throughout time. Again, considering a car that's, you know, let's say 7 years old. Under the hood looks very clean. Now, one thing I will say, the dealership we're at today, they do a fantastic job of making sure the vehicles are cleaned and maintained and pretty well kept up. You know, they really take a lot of pride in the used cars that they sell, and you'd be surprised on what they do to some of the vehicles to just make sure they are in tip-top shape. This one seems to be running pretty good. It does got a little tap or a little ticking sound going on under here. Have a listen. Okay, so AC's running. But very clean up under the engine hood, okay? It does have 2 shocks holding the hood up. It's got that up under there. The headlights on it definitely have started to do their oxidation, and that's a common thing on vehicles, oxidizing of headlights, right? Not too big of a deal, you know. It's something that can be fixed for sure. The body on the car, I think this one's held up pretty good. I mean, it's got a couple little dings and dents and stuff on it. Not dents, but little dings here or there. Let's take a look in the trunk for a moment. It does got the dual exhaust in the back. I mean, there's definitely a lot of plastic material on the vehicle. The trunk back here, I mean, is pretty spacious. I mean, not a bad sized trunk. Definitely can get all your gear in. Here's where the battery goes. It looked like someone ripped this section here to do that number right there. And it's definitely got a massive battery back here. That's a huge battery. Spare tire was under there. I don't know where it's at now. But I mean, this little piece here is definitely kind of flimsy. It does have a light, but you can see where things are popping, and the rivets and pop rivets and things aren't holding up, okay, when people replace taillights. I mean, I do like how these right here just kind of drop into there. That's nice, so it doesn't hit your luggage and all. They give you another light over here, which is cool, so you got 2 lights on the inside. More carpet up there for sound deadening. It does offer a button on your little third light here, so you can, you know, hit that and open up. So that's nice. I mean, I don't have too many complaints about this car. I mean, they're definitely, like I said earlier, there's a ton of these on the highway. So Dodge must be doing something right, right? In the back, we looked at it earlier. I don't have too many complaints about back there. One thing that I have noticed, though, on Dodges and Chryslers is their buttons, okay? Especially window buttons. Just like this one here. This button is broken. Let me know, guys, if you've had a Dodge or Chrysler and have experienced the same problem. But look, I cannot roll the window down right now because this button is broken. I've seen Dodge Durangos where all the buttons were broke. And, I mean, you know, it's a simple fix, but it's going to cost you some money to buy a whole new section right here, okay? There's probably not going to be just replacing that button there. So, you know, that's a little bit of an issue. Handle's okay. The cloth interior, I mean, it's cloth. And it definitely fades out pretty quickly. So, you know, I can only imagine Dodge probably using cheaper materials for your seats, carpets, and all that, like you saw in that Chrysler 300 we just filmed where the carpets were really messed up. There you go down here. That's a huge indication there that we got more city miles on the car than highway miles. But also, folks, something to share with you that you might not have known. Actually, a lady told me this. She said, Chad, this happens a lot of the time because a woman drove the car and she wore high heels or pumps, and her heel digged into there over the past couple years. So I don't see a man's heel doing that so much, but a woman's heel is going to dig down into there. There's definitely a lot of padding there, though. And that's a good bit of padding, about ½ an inch worth. But that's from a woman's heel. Ladies, if you're watching, let me know if you know what I'm talking about. I bet your car, if you wear heels and you're a businesswoman out there always wearing heels, you know what I'm talking about. But there's your steering wheel, just kind of basic. Again, this is not the Highline model, but that's basically what I'm getting at, folks. Some of the materials inside the car are just inexpensive materials, a lot of plastic, stuff like that. This car actually has only 142,000 miles on it, and I'm pretty sure the price is just around $10,900, so not a bad deal for this car. Let's hop back in, drive it back. I got one more thing to talk about, and then we're done. All right, everybody, let's hit the streets, drive her on back down. You know, all I was gonna say, I think really why there's so many of these on the road is that it's a great price leader vehicle for people to buy. You know, rental car companies can buy mass amounts of them because they get them at better prices. People can just buy them for their businesses, the state. The pricing of them is definitely really good, and you know, you can buy them for a lot less than you can go out and buy a Honda Accord, a Toyota Camry, a Ford Taurus. You know, it's a better priced American vehicle that still got a V6, still has some nice features on it, some tech stuff. Hey, that's really what it all comes down to, and I really believe that's why more Americans buy Dodges and Chryslers and stuff like that, is because at the end of the day, everybody is somewhat price conscious, And, you know, not everybody wants to spend more money. People want to get more bang for the buck. And Dodge and Chrysler have definitely done that. I mean, you can go out and get a Chrysler 300. It looks luxurious, it's got some nice features, and the prices are great. And then if you want to spend more money, you can buy some of these with bigger engines and leather and suede and all the cool stuff like the SRT8s, the RTs, and that kind of thing. And, you know, they're definitely a lot more money, and a lot of people buy them, for sure. But there you go. I mean, hey, it's kind of a muscly looking car, and you get a good deal. Not bad. And that's why there's so many of them on the road, really, at the end of the day here, guys. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. We'll see you soon. Like, comment, and subscribe here on the channel. Let me know if you're ever interested in buying a car that you see on the channel. We'll see you soon.